This is A Geek Leader. All right, Geek Leaders, welcome to episode 126 of A Geek Leader podcast. And today on the show, we have me. I'm doing another solo show because I needed to catch up to the number of solo shows that I told you guys I'd be doing this year. So I'm doing another one. And don't worry, we do have a lot of guests already lined up, already booked through really all the way through Thanksgiving. I'm booked up with several guests there. So I'm pretty thankful and blessed to have all those people reaching out to come on the show, which is awesome. And if any of you guys are CIOs or CTOs or authors and you are interested in coming on, hit me up. Maybe we can work something out and have you guys come on. It'd be great. But today I want to talk about who you associate with. I want to talk about how important it is for you to align yourself with the people that you need to align yourself with at work and outside of work to build your network, to improve your leadership skills, and to make sure you're doing the right things, the things that are necessary to grow as a leader. And one of the reasons I'm doing this episode is because of a quote that I heard many years ago that I kind of follow and listen to. It says, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And that's by Jim Rohn. And I think that's a fantastic quote to think about. So sit back and stop and just think, who are the 5 people that you spend the most time with? Who are the people that influence you and affect you the most? Are they people that build you up and increase your ability, your knowledge? They challenge you? Do they inspire you? And do they hold you accountable and encourage you to do better, to be a better person? Or are you the elite of your group and everyone else is maybe bringing you down? So think about that and think about your circle. I don't mean like your friends or anything like that or your family per se. I mean your work network, your business acumen, the people that you associate with. But it's the same is true with your friends. The same is true with your family as well. So I want to talk about how we can build that group of people around us to make us better. One way is to network, to improve your network, to reach out to people, to talk to people, to go to events and conferences are kind of one of the staples that I find to meet people in my field. Meetups are another great place to go. And I live near Charlotte, North Carolina. There are lots of meetups and lots of people in the tech community around here, which is awesome. But when you go to a conference, instead of just going to sessions and sitting and listening and taking notes and leaving, spend time in between the sessions talking to people. I like to call it the hallway track. The hallway track is really important. To go and find someone standing by themselves. And, I have this little mindset that when I go to a conference is that I'm going to meet at least one new person. Usually it's a lot more than that. And it's going to be someone that's standing alone because I don't want people to stand alone. I want to go find someone that's standing by themselves, strike up a conversation, let them know who I am, what I'm doing here, find out who they are, and see if there's anything that, I can gather from them or they can get from me to better them and to better myself. It's just one of those things that I try to do whenever I go to a conference. So also throughout the last several years, probably 5 or 6 years, I've heard lots of people on different shows and podcasts and books that I've read talk about the importance of masterminds. Now, I don't like the term mastermind. I think it's a marketing term that's been played up quite a bit. But the idea of a mastermind is to have people around you that you meet with on a regular basis that's scheduled, that are possibly in the same field as you, maybe not, maybe in a different industry, maybe on a different level, but they're people that have the same kind of goal of improving themselves and holding each other accountable and building yourself together as a team. And when I think about this, I think about leaders that come together and work as a group and work as a team to inspire one another, to improve one another, to help people out. And I find that just extremely valuable. And one of the things that I'm doing right now is to try to encourage this type of behavior is to create a group myself for people to get together, to grow in leadership, to bounce ideas off one another, to hold each other accountable, to talk about our goals, to talk about the things that we need to do as leaders to improve on, to get ideas from one another on problems that we're having or ways to overcome those issues. So what I've created is a website called techleaders.group, and I want people to go there. I've got a forum on there just to see who's interested in potentially joining this Tech Leaders group, where we'll have weekly calls. I'll host it. I'll kind of run this thing, but it's going to be for the group. The group's really going to going to mostly run itself. I'll provide content. I'll provide, starting off points. But I want to talk about some of the things that you can get from pulling people together with like-minded technology pros. And we can talk about, our growth as leaders and how to develop those that work for us or with us and our peers, and how we communicate with the rest of the business, how we go through, if we're going through a digital transformation, what's that like? How do we, work through that as a team? So some of the things that you can get from the benefits of joining a group like the Tech Leaders Group that I'll be starting up is a gathering and brainstorming of ideas from a diverse group of peers. So you have people around you that may work in the same industry, they may work in different industries, they may be new to the leadership role, or they may have been a CTO or CIO for many, many years. So you have this diverse group of people coming together to share and expand each other's knowledge. You're constantly learning from other people's expertise, or maybe their mistakes, or maybe their successes, because we'll share that all. We'll share all of our mistakes, all of our successes. We'll share the things that that went well and the things that didn't go well. Be almost like a retrospective sometimes, and talk about, hey, how did this new hire work out? Oh, it didn't work out very well at all. We'll talk about our goals. We'll hold each other accountable about some of those goals. You'll have peer accountability as well as networking. So people will talk about, events that they're going to or conferences where they'll be attending. We'll share some of the insights of some of those things, which will be pretty awesome. Also, you'll have the fellowship of the group and the group support. So if you do run into an issue where something's going bad, maybe you lose your job, maybe you had an employee quit that was unexpected, or you're short-staffed, or your company's going through layoffs, you don't know how to handle that, we'll be able to support each other and help each other out throughout those moments. Also, being part of a group like Tech Leaders, you'll be able to arrive at solutions that you may not come up with. Our ideas you won't come up with by yourself. You'll have other people there that you can draw from their experiences and some of their ideas, and we'll be able to share that information. And sometimes you won't get a direct answer from someone, but someone will say something that will strike something in you later on. It'll spark that interest or that idea, when you're not even thinking about it further on down the road. You'll be more likely to achieve your goals because you'll have people there that'll hold you accountable. So when you think about that, one of the things that I found is whenever I say something publicly that I'm going to do something, whenever I share a goal with a group of people around me, I feel obligated to achieve that goal, to do something about it. The first time I ran a marathon, I tweeted out and put it on Facebook that I was going to be running this marathon. Once I did that, I kind of felt like I had to do it. There was no backing out now. There's no getting around it. I publicly stated I was going to do something. I've got to do it. The same is going to be true with this when you get into a mastermind or a team or a group or something like this where you're sharing and working together. Once you share that goal, every time you meet, people are going to hold you accountable and ask how you're working towards that. Maybe you have a goal of writing a book. So the next meeting we'll say, well, how many chapters did you write? How many pages did you write? How many words did you put down? What kind of brainstorming ideas did you do? And go through that method and that process. You'll also have a group or team of people there that want to see you succeed. They're not shooting against you. They're trying to help you out and push you along. So those are some of the ideas and benefits that you get from joining a group and a team. So I want to encourage all of you guys that are interested. If you're interested in something like this, or you don't have a group in your area, you're not meeting with a mentor or someone on a regular basis, but you feel like you need that to grow as a leader, to become a better manager or boss or team lead, or if you're aspiring to be a leader someday, so you want to get into that role, go to techleaders.group. That is techleaders.group. And on there you can see some information about the Tech Leaders Group that I'll be starting up, and a contact form at the bottom. Once you just put in your full name and email address, I'll reach out to you and we'll set up some information, get some information for you to see if this is something that you'd be interested in, and if it's something that you want to move forward with. And if so, we'll discuss, how we're going to run this thing. This is new to me, so I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do it yet. We'll figure it out together, which is part of a group. You're going to work together to figure things out. So we're going to do that, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it and get something out of it. And just remember, it's not about who you know, because I know lots of people that are way more successful than I am, but I don't spend time with those people. It's who you hang with. It's who your friends are, who you spend the most time with. And when I go back to that quote, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Think about that. Think about who those people are and how you can improve yourself by maybe spending time with other people out there. I'm not saying get rid of your friends, get rid of your family or anything like that. I'm saying just consider adding people to that may improve that average sum. And I found that, whenever I associate with people, even my small group from church, that betters me because I'm associating and spending time with people that have a vested interest in seeing me succeed and seeing me do better in certain things. And that seems to be working for me. So I want to share that with my listeners and anybody that might be interested. So hit me up, techleaders.group, and we'll talk about that. Also, I want to share a review with you guys. Remember, I talked about reading reviews on the show. This one's from AdmanDRL, and it says, "Great podcast. John has a great ability to focus on a topic and verbalize it in a way that everyone can understand and relate to it. Most tech geeks struggle with this ability. It's a great series by John." All right. Well, thanks a lot, AdmanDRL. I greatly appreciate it. And if you guys don't mind, head over to Apple Podcasts and leave a rating and review. I would greatly appreciate it. It helps spread the word and gives me a little bit of encouragement, so I continue to give these podcasts and inspire people, and hopefully have great guests on that can I can learn from, and so can you guys. Also, I want to encourage you guys to head over to a new page that I added to geekleader.com. It's a sponsors and affiliates page where it has different sponsors or affiliates for the podcast that we'll be adding in the future. As of right now, I've got a few affiliate links up there, some things that are all products that I use and will only be products that I use and support. So head over there to geekleader.com and check that out. I would greatly appreciate it, and have a good weekend.